during an argument with my childhood friend. In a fit of anger, he slapped me across the face in front of everyone. That day, I deleted all of his contact information. Everyone was in disbelief. Liam and I had grown up together. I had liked him since we were little, chasing after him for 9 whole years. Why, Amelia, just because of that one slap? He asked, bewildered. Yes, just because of one slap, I said with the utmost solemnity. When Liam's hand struck my face, I didn't even have time to process what was happening. A dull smack echoed, and I stumbled, my head ringing. My left cheek first felt hot, then burned like fire. I clutched my face and looked at him in a daze. My childhood friend, Liam, had publicly slapped me during an argument with a transfer student. Liam realized what he had done, his expression stiffening for a moment, but it was quickly replaced by anger and impatience. Can you stop causing trouble here? Amelia, get back to your seat. A few low snickers came from the classroom. Most of the others were silent, watching the drama unfold. Isabella stood by Liam's side, twirling a strand of her beautiful auburn hair, and said with a TSK, "Come on, Liam, what are you doing? Can't you see your little princess is about to cry?" Hearing this, Liam's voice grew even colder. "Amelia, if you're going to cry, go home and cry. This is a school, not a place for you to have a princess tantrum whenever you feel like it." A mixture of shame, grievance, and resentment washed over me, and large tears welled up in my eyes. Amidst the jeers of a group of boys, I bolted out of the classroom. I didn't know where to go, but I didn't want to be in class anymore, and I certainly didn't want to face the people in that room. The truth is, Liam had never been patient with me, but this was the first time he had ever hit me. Not only that, it was the first time in my life that anyone had ever slapped me. Liam and I were childhood friends, the kind who had known each other since we were 3. His parents and my parents were good friends for over a decade, living across the hall from each other. I had liked Liam since I was little. In elementary school, I was always bullied by the other boys. One boy was the worst. He would sit behind me and pull my hair, put chewing gum on my chair, and even put firecrackers in my desk. I would cry and go to the teacher. The teacher would reprimand him, but then turn around and say with a smile that he only did it because he liked me. I didn't believe it. The boy didn't change. I went home and told my parents. My parents were furious and were about to go and talk to the teacher. Liam's uncle was visiting our house at the time, and when he heard about it, he called Liam over and told him to protect me at school from then on. Liam and I were the same age, but we weren't in the same class at the time. The next day, during recess, Liam came to my class, dragged the boy out, and beat him up. He had always been tall for his age, with a strong personality. He beat the boy and his friends until they were crying. Before he left, he warned the other boys, "If any of you dare to bully Amelia again, you'll have to answer to me." It was from that moment that I started to like him. From then on, I became his little follower, sticking to him, following him wherever he went. Liam didn't like me following him. He was a bit of a chauvinist and thought that playing with a delicate girl like me all the time wasn't manly, but I was persistent, always trailing behind him, calling him Liam. After a few years, he gradually softened and didn't reject me as much anymore. I started to notice that his gaze would linger on me for longer. When our eyes met, he would sometimes get lost in thought, or sometimes, as if he had been electrocuted, he would stammer and change the subject. His cheeks flushed. Liam's uncle said that since the 2 children were so close, why not arrange a childhood betrothal? Liam didn't say anything, but he held my hand tightly. I saw his ears turn red. My heart felt sweet, and I said loudly, "Okay, I want to marry Liam." But in high school, everything started to change. At the end of the first semester of our freshman year, a new student transferred to our class. Her name was Isabella. I heard she had transferred because of her parents' work, and she was a good student, bright and beautiful. On her first day, she had a head of auburn curls and said to the teacher with a grin, "Teacher, this is natural. My hair is naturally light, and this is a natural curl." Then, she turned and scanned our class. When she saw me, she paused, stared at me for a moment, and then burst out laughing. "Oh my God, help, who is this Barbie princess? Ha 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 ha, she's all pink. God, you're in high school. Are you trying to be cute? It's so awkward." The entire class's attention turned to me. My face instantly turned beet red. I loved pink, especially loved it. Almost everything I bought was pink. My backpack, my mug, my hair clips, my shirts, my sweaters, my phone case, even my keychains had to be pink. Because of this, I was often talked about. In elementary school, boys would call me a girly girl, and delicate. Some girls would also say I was trying too hard to be cute, but most people were nice. More girls would tell me I was super cute and that pink suited me. This was the first time I had been so openly and unabashedly mocked in public. I was both bewildered and ashamed, and for a moment, I wished I could find a hole to crawl into. Ha 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 ha. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a straight shooter. Don't be mad, little princess. Seeing this, Isabella winked playfully. Alright, it's your first day, say a few less words. Just then, Liam's impatient voice sounded. I turned around and saw him frowning at Isabella, his face showing displeasure. Isabella raised an eyebrow and stared at Liam. Oh, has the princess's knight in shining armor arrived? What are you talking about? Are you crazy? Liam got angry and slammed his hand on the desk. Standing up, the teacher quickly reprimanded him and told him to sit down. She then assigned Isabella to the empty seat. I don't know if it was a coincidence, but the only empty seat in the class was the one in front of Liam. And so, they became deskmates. I don't know when Liam and she got close. It was just that one day, very suddenly, the strawberry milk Liam's uncle had him bring me every morning was replaced with plain milk. I hate plain milk, don't you know that? I said, staring at the carton of plain milk in my hand, a little unhappy. Come on, you just like it because the strawberry milk carton is pink. You're a big girl now. What's with drinking strawberry milk every day? Drink plain milk from now on. It's healthier. Liam patted my head. Isabella was also holding a carton of plain milk. Hearing this, she turned around and smiled, seemingly embarrassed. Sorry, little Pinky, I like plain milk, so I asked Liam to bring this. But strawberry milk is too sweet. It's really cloying. Do you little girls all like to drink this? I put down the milk and looked at her directly. My brow furrowed. Do you like giving people nicknames? She froze for a moment, then showed a surprised and helpless expression. Haha, why are you being so serious? I was just kidding. You're too sensitive. Oh my god, am I being sensitive? Or do you have a guilty conscience? You know it yourself. Alright, Amelia. Liam stopped us, looking like he had a headache. Isabella sometimes speaks without thinking. Don't take it to heart. I was so angry my eyes turned red. I pushed Liam hard and didn't forget to curse Isabella. If you can't speak properly, then don't speak at all. Liam was startled and quickly wrapped his arms around my waist, saying without thinking, alright, I was wrong. Don't be angry. I'll bring you strawberry milk tomorrow. Okay. Seeing this, Isabella's face changed. She stared at me. From the next day on, Isabella began to target me. When I took out a pink, packaged tissue, she would exclaim, wow, even this has to be pink. Are you trying to dress yourself up as a Barbie doll? During the big clean up, when I used a wet wipe to clean the broom handle, she would wink at the boys. Here comes the princess. During the bi-weekly seat change, when I was tired from moving my desk and wanted to take a break, Isabella would shout in the class, the princess can't move her desk. Quick, a few nights, come and help the princess move her things. At times like this, the few boys who were friendly with her would cheer her on from the side, as if they found it very interesting, each one laughing harder than the last. At first, Liam thought it was inappropriate and would say a few words to stop them, but Isabella would say breezily, it's just a joke. Amelia seems too uptight usually. I'm helping her get along with the other students. Hearing this, Liam nodded thoughtfully. Amelia is a bit of a princess. Are all girls like this now? Isabella punched his shoulder. Hey, I'm not. Okay, don't lump me in with them. Liam smiled. My heart felt a little sour. Actually, I had always known that Liam thought I was delicate and had a bit of a temper. Maybe for most boys, liking pink, having a bit of a neat freak tendency, and being weak is what a princess is. Finally, one time, I couldn't take it anymore. That summer, I went to the beach with my parents, and my skin got a lot darker. Actually, this had happened a few times before. Usually, I would turn fair again after staying indoors for half a month, so I didn't pay much attention to it. After the summer vacation, not long after school started, I wore a pink shirt under my school uniform. When Isabella saw it, she raised her voice exaggeratedly. Oh my god, Amelia, your skin is so dark, and you're still wearing this kind of pink. Don't you think it's ridiculous? No. Ha 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 ha. I'm dying of laughter. You can't be a princess like this. What princess is this dark? I think you're more like a little black dog. Ha 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 ha. She and a few boys burst out laughing. Liam also seemed to find it amusing and curled his lips. At that moment, a huge sense of helplessness and shame overwhelmed me. I felt the blood rush to my head, and my fists clenched. Amidst their laughter, I picked up my water cup and threw it in her face. Isabella was stunned and frantically wiped her wet face. She was actually wearing makeup, and it was a little smudged by the water. Cough, cough, cough. What are you doing? Are you crazy? Oh my god, I mimicked her. You're wearing double eyelid tape, foundation, and lipstick to school. No wonder you're not a princess. Are you here to sell your smiles? An actress. A few boys frowned and blocked me, with Liam at the forefront. He snatched the water cup from my hand. Amelia, apologize. He looked down at me, his brow furrowed, and said coldly. My eyes were red, and I stared at him. Didn't you hear what she called me? She called me a dog. One thing at a time. You've already cursed her back. Now you need to apologize for splashing water on her. Admit your mistake. Be good. Don't throw a tantrum. He said it as if it were a matter of course. Apologize. Isabella won't hold it against you. I sneered. Apologize my ass. Liam's eyes widened, and he slapped me hard across the face. I didn't go to class for the rest of the day. I went straight home. I rushed into my room and frantically searched the entire house, making a mess of my bookshelf, closet, and storage cabinet. I found a large cardboard box and threw in all the things Liam had given me since we were little, a whole box full, making sure nothing was left. I picked up the box, rushed downstairs, and threw it all into the trash can. After I was done, my parents still hadn't come home. I called my mom. Hello, honey, what's wrong? Mom, when you come home today, can you tell Uncle and Aunt Liam that Liam and I are no longer friends? Also, I said coldly, from today on, Liam is not allowed to set foot in our house. Tell him to get as far away as possible. When my mom came home, she was both angry and worried when she saw the slap mark on my face. I told her what had happened during this period. My mom's veins were popping as she listened. She turned and went to knock on Liam's door. Aunt Liam was still bewildered. My mom, without a word, explained everything. How Liam had slapped me hard. How he had watched the transfer student verbally bully and mock me for a long time without doing anything. And how he had finally stood in front of her to protect her. Aunt Liam's face turned from green to white. Our two families had always been on good terms. But today, because of me, there was a rift. But my mom didn't blame me. Instead, she said gently, our Amelia cannot be bullied by anyone. No matter what you choose to do, your father and I will support you. The pent-up grievance and sadness burst out. My nose stung, and I hugged my mom and cried. When Liam came home that night, he must have seen the things I had thrown away in the trash can. He knocked on our door angrily. Amelia, come out. Let's talk. I opened the door. Liam's face was as cold as frost. Why did you throw away all the things I gave you? What's it to you? I looked at him coldly. The mark from the slap this morning was still on my face. Liam hadn't held back. My cheek was bruised and swollen, the fingerprints clearly visible. Instead of fading with time, it had gotten worse. Liam's expression changed. He stared at the marks on my face, stunned. After a long while, he said, bewildered, how did it get so bad? With that, he reached out to touch me, but I took a step back, my expression blank. I rarely got hurt. Before, whenever I had a bump or a scratch, I would complain to Liam with tears in my eyes, asking him to comfort me. Actually, I'm not afraid of pain. I have a high pain tolerance. Sometimes I don't even notice a cut on my body for days. I just wanted to be a little coquettish in front of the person I liked. And Liam, though he would say I was delicate and spoiled, actually enjoyed the feeling of being needed by me. But now, I was done playing. Liam had never seen me so cold. He was a little incredulous for a moment. I didn't mean to. Amelia, it's just that you cursed like that. And I got angry for a moment. I cut him off. Since you're here, let's make things clear. From today on, we'll be strangers. From now on, please call me by my full name. If we see each other at school, don't talk to me, and don't knock on my door like tonight again. With that, I was about to close the door. Liam grabbed my hand, his eyes fixed on me, his expression changing from guilt to anger and confusion. Is it really necessary? Amelia, if you're angry because I hit you, I'll apologize. Don't you think you're being a little extreme? Have you thought about what you'll do if you regret it later? I won't regret it. Why? He said, suppressing his anger. Just because I accidentally hit you. Yes, just because of one slap. I said with the utmost solemnity. Fine, since you insist, then as you wish. Liam laughed in anger and slammed the door as he left. The next day, Liam and Isabella publicly announced in class that they were officially dating. I wasn't surprised. Looking back now, everything had its signs. When Isabella first transferred, because of her cheerful and straightforward personality, she quickly became friends with the boys in the class, but she rarely played with the girls. In her own words, Oh, I only like to play with boys. It's easier to play with boys than with girls. You don't get talked about behind your back. Girls are so complicated, always scheming. I can't stand it. And those little girls are so delicate. One wrong word and they'll hold a grudge. I can't get along with them. It's more comfortable to be with boys. Because of these statements, the girls in the class didn't like her. Seeing this, Isabella pouted at the boys and said helplessly, I know. I shouldn't have said they were complicated. Now I've really offended them. Sigh. I'm probably going to be ostracized by the girls' clique again. Oh well, I'm used to it. And so, she put us in a difficult position. It was she who didn't want to play with us, calling us delicate and complicated, but when no girls paid attention to her, she would accuse us of isolating her and forming a clique to exclude her. When I got home, I couldn't help but complain to my parents. Honey, I understand how you feel. I've met people like that before. When you meet someone like that, you don't have to pay attention to them. Don't be influenced by them, and certainly don't get too close. Liam happened to be at my house at the time. Hearing this, his handsome face turned cold. He was the type who rarely discussed others behind their backs and disapproved of our behavior. Uncle, Auntie, Amelia, it's not right to talk about others like that behind their backs. My parents and I were very embarrassed and fell silent. I later found out that, at some point, he had already established a deep friendship with Isabella. Isabella was good at English and sat in front of Liam. She often volunteered to tutor Liam, who was bad at English. This used to be my job. Half a month after Isabella transferred, it was naturally taken over by her. Isabella also played basketball and got along well with the boys, many of whom were Liam's close friends, so they naturally became much closer. Liam's impression of her also changed. From a classmate who inexplicably mocked others on her first day of transfer, she became a warm and cheerful girl who was a bit of a straight shooter. Liam, who disliked being around girls all the time, quickly accepted Isabella's presence. In class, he would pass notes with Isabella, and sometimes they would laugh out loud without a care in the world. After school, he would ride his bike with the smiling Isabella on the back, and they would be noisy with a group of friends. I used to often feel sad and disappointed because of this, but I always comforted myself that they were just ordinary friends. I thought that Liam liked me. As it turned out, I was just being sentimental and overconfident. Liam and I are in a proper relationship, not like some people who stick to others under the guise of being childhood friends, offering themselves up for free, Isabella said, sitting on Liam's lap with a grin. Then, she added meaningfully, by the way, although I know you girls like to tattle behind people's backs, I still hope that some classmates won't go to the teacher and report that we're dating. That would be very unclassy. Liam did not comment. Some in the class offered their congratulations, while others secretly glanced at me. Liam and I were childhood friends, and almost everyone knew that I liked him. I was only close to one boy in the entire class, and that was Liam, and originally, he had only had me. My deskmate looked at me with concern. I didn't even look up, just focused on my book. The atmosphere was a little awkward for a moment. Liam snorted coldly and looked away from me. After that, their relationship became even more intimate. During breaks, Isabella would take off her hair tie and put it on Liam's wrist, playfully ordering him not to take it off. In class, they would secretly pass notes under the desk, and Liam would sometimes laugh out loud without a care in the world. They would go to lunch together. Isabella would steal a chicken nugget from Liam's plate, and Liam would look at her with an indulgent and helpless expression. After school, Isabella would sit on the back of his bike, her arms wrapped tightly around his waist, looking like a pair of inseparable lovers. After all, it was 10 years. At first, I was inevitably a little uncomfortable, but I quickly got used to it. Just as I thought we would no longer have any interaction. After school, Liam stopped me at the school gate. Amelia, his voice was deep, his expression complicated, a mix of anger and joy. I couldn't understand it. Isabella is on sick leave today. He looked at me and said. I didn't react for a moment. Did this have anything to do with me? What's wrong? Seeing this, Liam said bluntly, what did you say to her? I was taken aback for a moment, then said briefly, what could I say to her? I've never actively talked to her. I'm not the talkative type, and besides, a person like Isabella, I would be disgusted to even look at her. If she didn't cause me trouble, I wouldn't talk to her in a year. What could I say to her? Liam's eyes were full of distrust, and he questioned. She was fine when I took her home last night, but today she's on sick leave. I called her to ask what was wrong, and she just cried, saying she was sorry and that I should tell you not to be angry anymore. Tell me the truth. What did you say to her? Did you hit her? Are you crazy? I didn't want to get entangled and pushed him away, wanting to leave. A strong force came from behind. Liam grabbed my wrist, staring at me like a wild beast hunting its prey. Amelia, I know you're not happy that we're dating, but you don't have to be like this. Don't you remember? You were the one who suggested we pretend we don't know each other. Now you're so jealous. He wanted to say something, but paused. After a while, he said in a low voice, as long as you apologize to me, we'll pretend what happened before never happened. We'll still be good. Liam's tone was a little urgent, as if he was eagerly waiting for my response. I couldn't take it anymore and cut him off. Are you crazy? Let go. Who's apologizing to you? I said I didn't do anything. You two can date however you want. I'm very happy, even if you have 10 kids right here and now. It has nothing to do with me. Just get married, will you? Let go. Liam's face turned ashen. He looked at me in disbelief, but his hand didn't move. Just as I was about to struggle, a hand pressed on Liam's arm. Hey, man. It's not right to treat a girl like that. I followed the voice and saw a boy in a school uniform, about our age. Caleb, I said subconsciously. Caleb was a senior at our school. We had once been on the team representing our school in the provincial math competition. However, we hadn't had much interaction at that time and weren't very familiar. I remembered him because his face was unforgettable. Why was he here? Seeing my confused expression, Caleb's gaze shifted to me, and he winked playfully. Then, he exerted force with his hand, and Liam's face gradually became ugly. I took the opportunity to break free and ran away without looking back. On Wednesday's gym class, I was feeling a little unwell, but didn't pay much attention to it. I ran laps with my classmates under the teacher's direction. The boys and girls ran separately, with the girls going first and the boys waiting on the side. As I was running, my vision suddenly went black, and my limbs felt weak and numb. I realized my low blood sugar was acting up, but it was too late. I stumbled and fell to my knees on the track. A chorus of gasps went up around me. Soon, a set of footsteps quickly approached me, and a strong hand wrapped around my arm, pulling me up. It was Liam. Are you having a low blood sugar episode? Have you not been eating properly again? You're still running in this condition. Can't you be a little more responsible for yourself? Does it hurt where you fell? I'll take you to the nurse's office. He was chattering in my ear. I was already annoyed from falling, and the stares of the other students made me even more uncomfortable. I struggled, trying to pull my arm away. Don't touch me. I can walk on my own, he growled. Is this the time to be throwing a tantrum at me? Can you please worry about your own body? I'll just take you to the nurse's office. I'll leave as soon as I get you there. You can rest assured then. I laughed in anger. I don't understand. Is low blood sugar a very serious illness? I just need to find a place to sit for a while and I'll be fine. Am I dying? Do I have to have you take me to the nurse's office? Liam gritted his teeth. After a long while, he squeezed out a few words from between his teeth. Are you always this ungrateful? I looked at him calmly. If that's what you think, then I can't help it. Liam my hand and strode away without looking back. There was no one in the nurse's office, only a student sitting on a bed. It was Caleb. When he saw me, his eyes lit up, and he smiled. Hi, Amelia. What a coincidence. Are you here too? I nodded at him indifferently. I then realized that Caleb was injured, and much more seriously than my little scrapes. His knee was wrapped in a thick layer of gauze, and blood was seeping through from the inside, turning the white gauze red. Noticing my gaze, he looked down and scratched his head in embarrassment. Ah, this. Sigh. A piece of the ground on the court was lifted, and I didn't notice. I fell when I was playing basketball. It's not a big deal, just a flesh wound. What about you? Are you okay? I think I had heard that Caleb was the captain of the school basketball team and was quite famous at school. The bloody gauze made my teeth ache. My attitude towards Caleb couldn't help but soften a little. I'm fine, just low blood sugar. You should rest well. Caleb nodded vigorously, his smile bright, not at all like someone who was seriously injured. For the next few days, because of my low blood sugar and my period, and Caleb's injured knee, we would meet in the nurse's office every morning during the morning run. As time went on, we became more familiar. Caleb was a bit of a social butterfly, but he was cheerful and gentle, and very considerate of others' feelings. It was very relaxing to be around him. One day, Caleb was sitting on the hospital bed, looking at me a little shyly. Amelia, I think our friendship can be taken to the next level. What do you think? I was taken aback and quickly waved my hands in refusal, but he didn't give up. A week later, after we no longer had to go to the nurse's office, he would come to find me every day during the long break, sometimes with candy, sometimes with my favorite milk. He would come and stick to the seat near me, chattering endlessly. And the few girls around me would always enthusiastically give him their seats. Gradually, rumors of Caleb, a senior, and Amelia, a sophomore, dating spread like wildfire. Everyone thought we were dating. I denied it, but everyone else looked at me with an "I understand" expression, saying that if I didn't want to admit it, I didn't have to, since everyone knew anyway. The girl sitting behind me asked me gossipily, Amelia, I have to ask you, does Caleb really have 8-pack abs? I was confused. How would I know that? But I still answered honestly, I don't know. Come on, don't be so secretive with your sisters at a time like this. We're just asking. He never lifts his shirt to wipe his sweat during games. No girl has ever seen his body. A perfect gentleman. You know, my deskmate also poked me. I heard from a senior on his team that he has 8-pack abs. You're his only girlfriend. You must have seen it, right? Share. What's it like? Is it good looking? What does it feel like to touch? I tried to recall. Did he never lift his shirt? I don't think so. I seem to remember him always complaining about the heat in the nurse's office, that there was no air conditioning, and he would often pull up his shirt to wipe his sweat. Thinking back carefully, I think I really did see it. I fell into deep thought and said subconsciously, I think he does, but he's quite thin. I haven't touched it though. Aha, wow, you're so lucky. Before I could finish, the girl behind me shouted excitedly, hey, shut up. I've only seen it a few times. What's with the lucky? It has nothing to do with me. I quickly covered her mouth. Just then, a sharp crash sounded in the classroom. We followed the sound and saw that it was Liam who had broken his cup. His face was pale. It was as if he had only just realized what had happened after a long while, and he slowly bent down to pick up the pieces. As he was picking them up, Isabella exclaimed, Liam, your hand. Only then did I realize that Liam's fingers had been cut, and bright red blood was flowing down his fingers. He stared at his hand, dazed, not knowing what he was thinking. Liam, I have a tissue. Come here, I'll wrap it for you. Isabella took his hand, but Liam shook it off. Under everyone's watchful eyes, he actually walked in my direction. The cut was deep, but he seemed to feel no pain. He walked towards me, blood dripping on the floor. He looked at me and said in a low voice, I'm hurt. Amelia, can you give me a bandage? I looked at him quietly. I always had bandages with me. Liam knew. For him. Liam used to fight a lot for me when we were little. In elementary school, boys would pull my pigtails, lift my skirt, and put things in my backpack and desk to scare me. In middle school, a boy who had pursued me and been rejected, out of anger, had spread rumors with his friends that I was promiscuous, that I accepted gifts from boys and led them on. Liam had fought them one by one, until no one dared to spread rumors about me behind my back. Once, the boy who had spread the rumors had called a few of his friends and followed Liam after school, pushing him out of the school corridor. At that time, the school corridor had floor-to-ceiling windows. Liam was caught off guard and crashed through the window, rolling on the ground covered in glass shards. Fortunately, it was on the first floor, and he wasn't seriously injured, but his 2 arms were covered in cuts from the fine glass shards. When I found him, his school uniform was stained with blood. He was in so much pain his face was contorted, but he still gritted his teeth and comforted me, saying he was fine, that it didn't hurt. My vision was blurred with tears, but I could only helplessly watch his wounds, which were constantly bleeding. From that day on, I always carried bandages with me, although after that, no matter who bullied me, I always dealt with it myself and never told Liam again, for fear that he would get hurt because of me. But this habit has remained until now. Liam had complained that I was making a big deal out of nothing, but I saw the smile in his eyes. I knew he actually enjoyed it. But during the time Isabella had transferred, she had seen the bandages that had fallen out of my bag and had told Liam that at my age, I was still using Hello Kitty bandages, that it was so childish, and that I was trying too hard to be cute even when I was hurt. Liam had listened and smiled, nodding. I pulled myself out of my memories and looked at Liam, gently shaking my head. I won't give you a bandage anymore, I said. Never again. Liam didn't seem surprised. The color drained from his face. He laughed, as if in self-mockery. I see. His eyes dimmed, like a falling star. After school, Isabella cornered me at the back door of the classroom. Let's talk. She wasn't smiling this time. Her expression was very serious. I was really getting annoyed. Why was everyone coming to find me? Was I a part of their play? They were dating, and I was going to school. We clearly had no interaction. Why did this one stop me today, and that one want to talk to me tomorrow? Isabella looked at me with a heavy expression. After a long while, she said, I really don't understand. What is it about you that makes him so obsessed? I almost sneered. Don't be so roundabout. Just say what you want to say. Her face turned ugly for a moment, and she stared at me with hatred. You must be so proud, right? Even though Liam is with me now, the one he likes is still you. Seeing you dating another guy, he's almost depressed. He hasn't even talked to me these past few days. I really don't understand. What's so great about a spoiled princess like you? He just accidentally hit you once out of anger, and you broke up with him. You just feel like he made you lose face, right? Just because your vain pride was hurt, you can abandon your childhood friend. A person like you is a typical selfish, petty person. Isabella said a lot in one breath, as if she was really indignant. I listened quietly and said, you don't have to test me. I won't get back together with him. She froze for a moment. I smiled. It must be embarrassing to be sent by your boyfriend to test the waters with his childhood friend, right? But you don't have to worry. When I say we're strangers, we'll be strangers for the rest of our lives. I, Amelia, am a woman of my word. I don't pick up the trash I've thrown away. Go back and tell Liam. I still say the same thing. Get lost. The further the better. Isabella's expression was incredibly complicated for a moment. A mix of guilt and humiliation from being exposed, and also confusion. After I left, her voice came from behind me, tinged with a faint unwillingness. Amelia, is it just because of one slap? Just because he hit you that one time? Yes, just because of one slap. I replied again, still the same answer. In the evening, I received a call from an unknown number. Without much thought, I answered. Amelia, it was Liam. He must have gotten a new phone card. Are you ever going to stop with that? I was about to hang up. Wait, listen to me, Liam said. I was silent. I read that diary. After a long while, a hoarse voice came from the other end of the phone. My mind went blank for a moment. Then I quickly realized that Liam was talking about the diary I had written. I only had one diary. It was a gift from Liam on my 10th birthday. I treasured it and had developed the habit of writing in it ever since. For many years. That diary contained my feelings for many years. I had recorded every detail of my time with Liam. Every moment I liked him. I had even fantasized that when we got married, I would give him this diary. It was my long confession. Didn't I throw it away? I said, dumbfounded. That day, I picked it up. Liam's voice trembled. I'm sorry, Amelia. I read your diary. I never knew you liked me so much. I'm sorry for always ignoring your feelings. Actually, I regretted it the day I hit you. For so many years, I haven't just seen you as a sister. Liam, I interrupted him. What day did you pick it up? The voice on the other end fell silent. It's been many days, right? I laughed. Then why did you only call me tonight to say these things? Is it because you only opened it today? His voice was weak and powerless. Because I'm dating someone now. You feel a sense of crisis. You feel like your position has been truly threatened. So today, after several months, you suddenly, on a whim, condescended to open that dusty diary. Right, Amelia, that's not it. I didn't listen to his explanation. My tone light. Liam, you should know that a late apology and confession can not only not salvage the past, but it will also make the remaining memories very inappropriate. That diary has no meaning now. You should throw it away. Don't call me again. And don't look for me again. It's really annoying. I hung up the phone. My birthday was in a week. My parents were throwing a party and asked me to invite my classmates. I didn't want to invite Liam and his friends, but thinking that they had been quiet lately, and there was no need to cause extra trouble, I sent them an invitation along with everyone else. Caleb also shamelessly got an invitation from me. On the day of the party, I was dressed up. Liam also came, wearing a suit, with the beautifully made up Isabella on his arm. When she saw me, she clung to Liam's arm, her whole body almost glued to him. Liam's expression was blank. I didn't greet them and walked straight to the elders. The party was fun, but also a little tiring. In the middle of it, I went to the terrace alone to get some fresh air. Just then, I heard footsteps behind me, although I didn't want to admit it. After knowing him for so many years, I recognized his footsteps immediately. The person was behind me, his voice hoarse. Can we talk, Amelia? I turned around and saw that Liam's eyes were very red. Of course, I said with a blank expression, but if it's possible, I hope this is the last time. His face was pale, and he laughed in self-mockery. Do we have to be like this, Amelia? Is it that no matter how much I beg you now, you won't forgive me? I looked away. I really don't understand. Haven't you always liked me? You know, I like you too. We were just one confession away. Why are you doing this to me? He finally said it. And it was the first time he had admitted that he liked me too. But it was in this kind of situation. Just because of that one slap. Just like the first time he asked this question. I still nodded without hesitation. Yes, just because of one slap. That day, I heard it. Liam wasn't just losing his temper and slapping me. That day, I heard it. One day before that incident, I once again watched Liam take Isabella home on his bike. I felt uneasy and followed them. Liam and a few of his friends, along with Isabella, went into a hot pot restaurant. They were eating and talking. He's been following her since elementary school. Damn, isn't that childhood sweethearts? So she still likes you now. Definitely. She only talks to one boy in the class, and that's Liam. She's been chasing you for 9 years, and you still haven't agreed. You don't like her. My heart tensed. Liam laughed and said casually, I like her, but I don't really want to be in a relationship. She's too delicate, and it's a hassle. A chorus of gasps went up. Awesome. God, if you keep leading her on like this, aren't you afraid she'll stop liking you? How could she? A girl like that, once she likes someone, she'll stick to them and you can't even shake her off. Just then, Isabella's smiling voice sounded. Yes, I know that kind of girl very well. She likes pink, and everything she buys has to be pink. She's delicate and weak, and likes to rely on others, no matter what Liam does to her. As long as he's a little nice to her, she'll always like him. You see, even though I'm so close to Liam now, she's still eagerly trying to get close. I guess, even if you slap her in public, an apology afterwards would be enough. Really, that brainless. Wow, Liam, want to try? If you slap her, a girl like that would probably cry her eyes out on the spot. I held my breath. In the noisy hot pot restaurant, only Liam's voice was particularly clear. Let's try it then. Liam was extremely flustered, his hands trembling slightly. No, Amelia, listen to me. I was just trying to save face. That's why I said that. I didn't mean it. Don't deny it. It's pathetic. Liam, I looked at him and said softly, haven't you always said that talking about others behind their backs is a very bad thing? Look at yourself. Are you any better? All the color drained from Liam's face. I let out a long sigh. It was strange. I had been very angry and sad at the time, but now I felt nothing, as if I were watching someone else's story. I know you like me, but I also know that you've wavered. Right, for a moment. You thought Isabella was also very good, and you liked her too. You liked her so much that you wanted to show off in front of her. It's normal, Liam. You like me because we grew up together, and I'm pretty and I love you with all my heart, so you have feelings for me, but in the end, we're not suitable. You think I'm pretty, but that doesn't stop you from thinking I'm a delicate princess, and that my love for pink is a childish personality, not as impressive as you big boys who are strong and independent. So in the end, you'll still be attracted to someone like Isabella. Without Isabella, there will be someone else, another straightforward, not like other girls, but equally beautiful girl. But you shouldn't have stepped on me to show off. I sneered. How dare you hit me? Don't you know that no one has ever hit me? What are you? Tell me, Liam, why did you dare to hit me? Liam's expression was ashen and lost. His deepest, darkest, and most selfish desires had been exposed by me. He knew. He had no way to argue. I looked at him steadily. Finally, he stood there, stunned, a tear rolling down his cheek. Amelia, you don't love me anymore. I never loved you, I said without hesitation. What? Liam's lips turned white, and he looked at me, bewildered. I looked directly into his eyes and said honestly, I used to like you. I always liked you. From elementary school, my feelings no longer needed any of your actions. They grew day by day, because that feeling lived in my beautiful fantasy of you. So it didn't need your response. It could exist with just me, but I gave up on it not long ago. Why? He said, as if in a daze. Because my face still hurts faintly when I see you, I said with a blank expression. All the color finally drained from Liam's face. Later, Liam and Isabella broke up. I don't know the reason. Isabella applied for a class transfer not long after. Liam, on the other hand, was like a different person. He stopped hanging out with his old friends and just followed me with all his heart. He would buy me my favorite breakfast every morning, get me the most popular dishes at lunch, and follow me home carefully after school, saying he wanted to protect me. It was like when we were in elementary school. No, he was even better to me than then. I asked him what he was doing. He would shake his head and just look at me silently with those sad eyes. Finally, he said that he just wanted to compensate me and take good care of me. To be honest, I couldn't get rid of him. and no one could talk him out of it. It was really annoying. Just then, when we were at home, my parents' company had a plan to send them abroad. It happened to be my mother's favorite place, Paris. We decided that I would transfer schools before my senior year, and the whole family would move to Paris. I didn't tell anyone about this decision in advance. I just sent a message to a few close classmates on a weekend to say goodbye. Liam was the last to know about this. I don't know how he did it, but on the day we left, he chased after our car for a long time. I sat in the passenger seat, quietly watching the rearview mirror. I watched him run with all his might, his hand outstretched as if he were saying something. I watched his heart-wrenching tears, his pale face. Don't go, please, don't go. I haven't, Amelia. The wind was too strong, and it blew away his final shouts. Finally, the figure that had accompanied me for a decade slowly fell, stood up, trembled, and became smaller, until it was just a blurry black dot. Then, it disappeared. Later, I would occasionally hear about Liam from my old classmates. Some said he had lost all motivation and was depressed all the time. Others said he was self-destructive and had countless girlfriends. Still others said that he had completely changed, burying himself in his studies, as if he had already set a target university. I didn't pay any more attention. After my senior year of high school, I was admitted to a university in a seaside city, and I rushed towards my future with anticipation. Coincidentally, Caleb was at the same university. When he saw me, he began to pursue me enthusiastically. In the first 2 years of college, on my birthday, an anonymous package would always arrive. Sometimes it would be a handmade doll I had mentioned once on my social media. Sometimes a dress I had been wanting but couldn't buy. I accepted them all, but didn't touch them, just piled them in a corner of my dorm room, until my junior year, when I accepted Caleb's pursuit. At my boyfriend's strong request, I made our relationship official on my social media. The annual gift, which had arrived without fail, stopped. This was for the best. It should have stopped long ago. This was the end.